once again to the Big Pee Company.
I just got to give that disclaimer again. You're listening to Wire, Wentworth Internet Radio Experience from the campus of Wentworth Institute of Technology. This show does not represent Wire, the colleges of the Fenway, or Wentworth Institute of Technology in any way. If you have any questions or concerns, please email us at wire@wit.edu. All right.
How was your week, Matt?
My week was pretty good. Mark, is that my tea? Thank you.
We have beverages this time.
We have beverages this time. We got to keep our throats moistened and our lips loose.
You should stop. We shouldn't. I think we had a problem keeping our lips way too loose last time.
Here, keep your mic in front of you this time, and I'm gonna keep your levels good.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, this time we did a little bit more preparation.
Yeah, we got a plan this time.
Mainly Tyler did more preparation.
Did you not do any more preparation?
I did a little bit of preparation, not a ton. So, yeah.
All right, Matt, you go first. What do you got?
I go first. You go first.
I'll go first. So I only have one thing prepared. We're gonna start doing this every week. We're gonna have a little spotlight on a country of the world, right? Nothing important about that country, just like a brief overview, and then some things I thought were kind of goofy about.
What's today's country, Tyler?
Today's country of choice is Uruguay.
Oh.
If you don't know where that is, it's in South America.
Tell me more.
Tell you more, it's ranked first in Latin America in democracy, peace, low perception of corruption, and e-government.
E-government? What does e-government mean?
E-government. I actually didn't do too much. Let me click on that link right there. E-government is the use of technological communication devices such as computers and the internet to provide public services to citizens and other persons of a country or region.
Well, ain't that just fascinating? I'm real proud of Uruguay.
Yeah, so one of the big problems I had when researching Uruguay this week is that it's kind of a pretty cool country, and they're not that bad, so they don't do that many wacky things.
Perfect, so you have nothing to tell us.
I have a couple things to talk about. It's in South America. The Portuguese showed up sometime in the 1600s.
Is this just going to be a history lesson?
Yeah, and then the Spanish took it off them.
Okay.
And they had a big war, and now they're a democracy.
Phenomenal.
It's the third best country on the continent in terms of HDI, GDP growth, innovation, and infrastructure. It's even regarded as a high-income country by the UN. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? This isn't funny. It's just all pretty good, right?
Yeah.
The policy of legalizing the production, sale, and consumption of cannabis.
Hey.
They did that in 2008 or something.
Oh my God. What a great place to live in, Uruguay.
Now,
everybody's talking about moving to Canada. We should move to Uruguay.
Here's where we're getting into the good stuff, right? According to FAO Stat, Uruguay is one of the world's largest producers of greasy wool.
Greasy wool? What is greasy wool?
Greasy wool. Greasy wool. It's untreated wool, still retaining the lanolin, which is used for waterproof clothing.
Ooh.
And lanolin is a fatty substance obtained from wool and used in soaps, cosmetics, and ointments. It's also called wool fat. I just thought it was funny that they were the 12th largest exporter of greasy wool. Here's a little interesting tidbit.
Okay.
The first European in Uruguay was a Spanish explorer named Juan Diaz de Solís, maybe? I don't know. In 1516. He was killed and possibly eaten by the natives there. This kept Europeans away for about 100 years. Maybe that's why they're doing so well right now. So I was pretty interested in this Juan character we've heard so much about.
Juan.
He brought 3 ships and 70 men from somewhere in Spain in 1515, right?
Right.
He was just going down South America. He didn't know what was going to happen to him. And yeah, I got that little factoid from like a British blog thing, but I decided to look it up further.
Right.
Yeah, the people everyone said he got eaten by, it probably wasn't them. It's probably another group of people.
But people still ate him.
But people still definitely ate this guy.
He was for sure eaten by human beings.
So the first Europeans ever in Uruguay for dinner.
Got eated.
But after he was eated, they just said he wasn't. They went back to the ship. They were like, he's gone. He got taken and eated.
Eated.
And his brother-in-law is the one who took charge of that expedition back home. Matt, do you really think he got eated? I don't know.
I believe. I mean, if they're pretty darn sure. They seem pretty darn sure of one thing, and that was that he was eated. And I trust them.
So now we know Uruguay, they like weed
And people
and people
for consumption.
for consumption. Yeah. And greasy wool also.
Do you have any other information on Uruguay, or is that it for
I
today?
thought that this was way more preparation than I had originally.
All right. Well, let me tell you what's going on in Westerly right now. This has been a crazy little month. This has been a crazy little month for Westerly. Let me tell you, the town that I'm from. Oh my God! Listen to this. This is from a true crime show.
Right.
So, I got a notification on my phone. Massive structure fire at a house in Westerly.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. Big fire. Fires happen. I don't know if you've seen a fire or if you've experienced anybody with a fire. Fires happen.
I was actually not aware of fire. Can you bring me up to speed on that one?
All right. So when objects and materials get too hot, I don't know how. I honestly don't know enough about fire to tell you how fire works. So
well, it's not getting through to me, guy.
let's look up how fire works. How does fire work? Listen, I'm a computer science major. I don't know things about real stuff. The heat of the flame itself keeps the fuel at the ignition temperature, so it continues to burn as long as there is fuel and oxygen around it. The flame heats any surrounding fuel, so it releases gases as well. When
So
the
you're
flame
saying-
ignites the gases, the fire spreads.
So I'm hearing a lot about fuel and gases. Is this something that happens to gas stations? Should we worry about our cars? I don't.
I realize now I didn't type out my entire sentence, so my Google search literally just says, "How does fire?"
All right.
How do fire do
So
what
are
it
we
does?
talking about? You're talking about a big fire in Westerly.
Okay, so house is on fire. The roof's gone. Let me see. I'll show you there goes my T. I'll show you the roof of the building.
That roof is really gone.
The roof's gone. Roof's real burned up. Inside that house lay the body of 59-year-old Patricia A. Martell.
Matt, this story better turn around real fast.
Less than 12 hours. Her body was found less than 12 hours after her son, who was at the house that night, tried to take his own life by jumping off of a bridge in New Haven.
Okay, this story's just getting worse, Matt.
I mean, it's getting worse. Like it's not a good thing that it happened, obviously,
It's getting more interesting.
but it's definitely getting more interesting. All right, so here's the background. The house is getting completely torn down. Like, it's structurally no longer sound. So Lainey Kelly, who lives near that house, said she worked with Patricia at the Westerly Hospital for about 10 years. So Patricia worked at the Westerly Hospital.
Right.
Here's what we know. We're both nurses. I worked with her at the hospital, and she's a neighbor and a friend.
Okay. Matt, did you just Google search Westerly and this is the story that came up?
She never met her friend's son, but she was aware with his struggle with mental health.
All right. What? What about his struggle with mental health?
I don't know. He jumped off a bridge after he set his house on fire. Allegedly.
Matt, this isn't funny. This is just sad.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was pretty crazy. It seemed like out of a true crime movie or show or TV show. And that just happened in my little old town.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Is that all the preparation we've done?
That is the limit of the preparation.
All right, we got a great podcast for you guys in store.
Tyler, let me ask you some questions.
All right.
What was throughout your time in grade school?
Right.
What was the most embarrassing moment you can remember?
Oh, gosh. Right on the podcast, live on air. Let's do it.
Live on air. I mean, you can do one in like elementary school, stuff that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
If you want, I can go first.
Yeah, you can go first. All think of one.
All right. So, for those of you that don't know, which is all of you, pretty much. Well, not all of you. I mean, a lot of you,
I
the
know.
ones of you who are listening know me, so you know this. My mom is a school teacher at the elementary school level. And when I was in second grade, like kindergarten through third grade, pretty much, she taught at the same school that I went to. So she was in the building when I went to school. And so in the morning, we would drive to school together. She would drive in. I would hang out in her classroom until school started, and then I would go to my class.
You sound like a real cool kid.
Yeah. Well, I hung out. She taught a behavior class.
Right.
So she had teaching assistants, and one of the teacher's assistants had a son who also came with her, and we hung out, and we had a good time.
Oh, excellent.
And so one morning, we drive into school. We're in the parking lot, and my mom, we park at the school. My mom looks at me, and she says something. I wasn't entirely clear on what she said. There was a lot of information coming at me. And basically, what I thought she said was like, I got popsicles for you guys. You bring these popsicles in. So at lunchtime, make sure you let your teacher know you got these popsicles coming. And you can bring them and share them with the class.
All right.
So I go, I'm so embarrassed. It doesn't matter. You don't know any of the characters in the story. You don't know anything at play. I'm still wildly embarrassed because I completely misheard her.
Right.
So I go into class. I'm like, hey, Miss Rozzo, my teacher at the time, yo, my mom is hooking us up with popsicles. So at lunchtime, I'm going to bring these popsicles in and we're going to have a blast.
Right.
And she was like, that's so great. I'm so glad. You're wonderful. She's
Matt,
wonderful.
I think you're embellishing the story.
We're
a
all
little bit.
wonderful. Listen, it was second grade. There's only so many details I remember. So at lunchtime, she's like, go get those popsicles. I'm like, all right. Now I leave the classroom and immediately realize I don't know where these popsicles are supposed to be. So first I go to the cafeteria and I'm like, hey, did my mom like leave some popsicles with you in the freezer or anything?
All right.
They're like, not here, chief. Sorry. And so I was like, oh no. Okay, well, I'll go to my mom's classroom then and see if she's got them there. I'm like, hey mom, you got those popsicles you were talking about? And she goes, those aren't my, no, I don't have any popsicles. She was telling me that her teacher's assistant, the one who had the son that I hung out with,
Right.
she had brought in popsicles for her son to distribute amongst the class.
Oh, no.
And I had entirely misheard her. So now I have to walk back to the classroom, head held low, and be like, hey, so there's no popsicles. I completely misheard her. And my teacher shamed me. She was like, you told everybody there's popsicles. There's no popsicles. How could you do this? Everybody was so excited for popsicles. And now everybody's just disappointed. And it's all your fault. And I was like,
But this teacher really turned on a dime from telling you were wonderful to...
yeah, she was actually she really shamed me. And I was like, I mean, I already feel really bad, but it's okay. I think she thought I would intentionally was trying to deceive the classroom and to try to like me or something. I don't know what she thought was going on.
Well, Matt, I liked you until you told me about the fact that you didn't bring the popsicles back.
It was a full mistake. But in the end, everybody got popsicles because he shared it with his class and our class.
Oh.
So everybody got popsicles. But I had to live with the shame that I said I was going to be one with popsicles and there was no popsicles.
Excellent. Very cool.
All right. How about you?
All right. So, in kindergarten, I was in kindergarten, guys.
Really? I wouldn't have thought.
Well, this didn't happen. I didn't do anything after that. Pretty much, this was so bad. I didn't interact with people for
Till senior year of high school.
no, pretty much. Well, no, to 6th grade, right?
Yeah.
In the kindergarten line. I don't know what I was thinking. I whipped my dick out.
Excuse me?
in the
Excuse me?
in the line when we were waiting to go back into the school.
So wait. Tyler is a juvenile sex offender.
I think technically too. I remember distinctly. I tapped the kid on the shoulder. The kid in front of me in line. I went tapped on his shoulder. You know, it was a real big problem. I got in huge trouble. The principal, like usually when you do something wrong, right? The teacher of your class would take you outside the classroom,
Right.
and they'd give you talking to. My teacher took me outside the classroom, said, "Wait here," went back in the classroom, and the principal of my school came down to yell at me.
I'm surprised they didn't have like mandatory therapy or anything like that.
Well, this was a lot. This would have been what,
2005?
2014? Sorry, 24.
2014.
2000.
Yeah, this is like 5 years ago.
2005, 2004. Yeah.
This should be about it was a really long time ago. It was like 2017.
Yeah. No, I feel that that was earlier this semester. Last.
It was pretty much forever ago.
So that was a real rough time I had.
Yeah, I would imagine. Were they impressed by your size and girth?
Well, I only took like the very top of it out.
Oh, okay.
So no, it wasn't like a full pantsing. It was like
Right.
kind of
Just a
weirder,
peek.
actually. I
Just
think.
a little peek.
Yeah, just a little. Hey, look at this.
Hey. Hey, I got a secret to tell you. What? Ah!
Oh yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, wow.
I think when we laugh, we clip the mics, Matthew.
I don't think it's that bad.
Sorry about that, guy.
Ha! Yeah, no, it only went up to the yellow. It didn't hit the red. I think that was an accurate representation of a laugh, right?
No, it was really soft, actually. You
Ha-ha!
got any more of those questions in the big question book, Matt?
I don't have a big question book. I just came up with that one.
All right, let me grab a big question book off the internet. Big.
Questions for conversation. What's your biggest turn on?
See, I like standing behind a kid, in a lunch line, tapping him on the shoulder. I really like greasy wool.
Greasy wool. Sounds so disgusting.
It does. It sounds awful. That's why I was like, this is going to be a good.
These are the worst questions I've ever seen.
How about this, Matt? Is
what
the
is your-
universe deterministic?
We have, let me tell you, we found wildly different question lists because the question I'm looking at right now is, what's the best part of taking a selfie?
What comes after Homo sapiens?
Have you ever stalked someone on social media?
I've stalked someone on social media.
Of course.
Everyone has stalked someone on social media.
I'm currently stalking at least 7 people.
I'm stalking you on social media.
Have you ever had a dream where everyone was in their underwear?
It sounds like the person who wrote this list really has problems. Read some more.
Yeah, it was. It was just you, Tyler. You were the only one in the dream.
Oh my god. It's not even on the list. You were just asking me.
Yeah. Just so I could set that up. Conversation starters for kids. Conversation starters for teens. If you had $100, what would you spend it on?
Matt, if you could call anywhere in the world.
Tyler, if you had a whole $100, what would you spend it on?
I don't know, man. That's a big.
That's a lot of money, man. That's a big responsibility.
I mean, I guess I'd cover my tuition first, right?
Then I don't know what to do with it. I guess I'd have to donate the rest to charity.
Matt,
Yes.
if you call anywhere in the world your hometown and not be lying, where would that be?
If I could do what?
You could be from anywhere. Like, call any place in the world
Oh,
your hometown.
if I could claim somewhere was my hometown.
No, but you wouldn't be lying.
But it'd be truthful.
Yeah.
Where do I wish my hometown was?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, Taylor Swift lives in my town, so.
Oh my.
please.
Matt, would you?
Every time I bring up my hometown, I have to mention that Taylor Swift owns a house there. Well, I don't have to, but I did it a few times. And so now it really annoys Tyler. So now every time I talk about my hometown, I mention the fact that Taylor Swift owns a house there. By the way, it was $17.5 million. It's right on the water.
All right, Matt. What's the best way to start this day? Any day. Start the day.
The best way to start the day?
Yeah.
Um,
I can go first if you want.
yeah, go for it.
Probably hookers and cocaine.
See, you saw because I was
You're
gonna.
allowed to say hookers and cocaine on the podcast?
I was definitely gonna incorporate
Really? Like, actually, no. Guys, we got in trouble.
hookers
for that
and
joke.
cocaine. No, I was definitely
Matt,
gonna.
I think we're actually not allowed to say that.
I was definitely gonna incorporate cocaine into my answer because it's a stimulant, right? And it's gonna really kick your day into gear. So you're gonna
Obviously.
want to be really productive once you do like maybe one quick line, maybe just a bump. And
Mark, I was say, before Matt continues, is cocaine actually not allowed on Wire?
it's a substance. It's not a.
He
not a
gives
cuss.
he gives a little maybe handshake, which means we're going full hog on the cocaine train.
The cocaine train.
Oh, Mark, get away from the soundboard.
Mark,
Oh, Mark's got his hand on the sensor button, so we can't mess up.
you didn't hear that, but the microphone certainly did.
Are you just breathing into the mic? Get out of here, Mark. All right. What were you saying, Matt, about a little bump of the good?
Doing a bump of cocaine.
He's not happy about this conversation.
I would definitely. So you do. I think I would actually. You masturbate first for sure.
Oh my God, you definitely can't be talking about that.
You got to empty those pipes.
It's more okay? It's more okay.
Empty those pipes. You got a clear head. Do a bump of cocaine. Get real productive. And then that's. I mean, you want to eat something. Maybe a bacon, egg, and cheese from the renowned coffee. The renowned.
McDonald's?
No. Honeydew. Honeydew has the worst coffee, but the best bacon, egg, and cheeses. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese and a croissant at a Honeydew. At a real Honeydew, not a licensed Honeydew, not one of those ones in the gas stations and stuff. It's got to be a real good Honeydew. Because I had one in Norwood, Massachusetts at a gas station, and it was dog garbage. They used the cheapest cheese, the cheapest bacon. It was awful. But if you get the one, go to the...
This, by the way, I just want to say, this podcast is not sponsored by Honeydew, and our views and opinions do not reflect that of Honeydew or a Honeydew Incorporated.
Go to the Honeydew in Westerly, Rhode Island, 02891, right off of Post Road in Duns Corners, with a
Why did you say the zip
With-
code?
cocaine lining your nose
Right.
and a set of empty pipes, and you will have a blast of a day.
I just want to reiterate, when I took my dick out, that was in kindergarten. I just want to be very clear on that.
I think everybody had forgotten about your dick being out until now.
I thought it'd be good if I brought it up again. All right. What's your favorite genre of book or I shouldn't just pick a
Tyler,
random question.
How did you hear about this event? This is under the networking conversation starters. I want to pick some ones that were like completely irrelevant. How was your commute here?
It was actually kind of rough, Matt.
Yeah?
I had this guy tagging along with me, and he wouldn't stop talking.
No, that sounds really rough.
Yeah.
Do you know any good places to eat around here?
Actually, go to the Blaze Pizza.
The Blaze Pizza on Boylston Street is the best pizza place for you to.
You get your sausages and roast those meatballs.
Our opinions do not reflect that of Blaze Pizza, but we are actually individually sponsored by Blaze Pizza.
Yeah, we do receive money from Blaze Pizza.
Yep. Conversation starters at bars.
We should just start subtly slipping in like Blaze Pizza advertisements, like 5-minute long Blaze Pizza advertisements into our conversation.
Microphone more in front of your mouth.
Sorry,
I was trying to do it with my gestures, but you didn't pick up on it.
No, I don't.
What drink do you suggest I get?
Stop.
Do you know how to get to X place from here? I'm Name. What's your name?
How do these tips help? Are networking people just so incompetent?
How
at,
could you be so socially inept that you don't know how to introduce yourself by name?
And you know that they're gonna read this and
I'm Name. What's your name? Oh, that's a good one. I gotta keep that one. Lock that in the vault.
Matt, and you know that they're going to be like, "Hi, I'm Tyler. What's your name?" Matt, take these actually as ways to start, romancing someone of your preferred gender. You walk up to a lady at a bar. She's looking all right. You've seen better, but this is the one that you're going for, right?
Mm.
You walk up and you say,
"Hi, I'm Name. What's your name?"
"That one makes sense. You shouldn't have chosen that one." What's the most impressive thing you know how to do?
The most impressive thing I know how to do?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great for radio, but I can clap with one hand.
That's not impressive.
It's so impressive. Guys, listen to this.
Yeah, he's going at it just with that one hand. He's doing it with both hands now.
But one-handedly.
One-handedly, yeah.
I'm one-handing it with both hands.
I shouldn't have asked that question. We're moving on.
How about you, Tyler? What's the most impressive feat you can accomplish?
The most impressive thing I can do. Why does the mouse keep moving on my screen?
Because it's a dual screen setup, and you have one of the screens of the two screens that I have.
It was really distracting me. I can
You can run real far.
run pretty far. Decently far.
What's the farthest you run?
Half a marathon. One half of a marathon. I haven't gone further than that. I haven't ran 1 foot further than half a marathon. I stop immediately.
Sounds to me like you're a little baby boy.
Matthew, what's the furthest you've ever run? Like
About a mile.
like from your car to the
Yeah.
the door?
I've run 1 mile,
Excellent.
which is not that far. It's pretty far for me.
I'm proud of you, Matt.
Thank you. It says 225 conversation starters for any situation.
I don't
But
believe
it
it.
was not good. That was the list that I was pulling from. 57 killer conversation starters, so you can talk with anyone, anytime.
I'm hooked.
What's your story?
If someone came up to me and they were like, "What's your story?" I'm getting up and I'm leaving. I don't care where I am. If it's my mom's funeral and someone comes up to me and they're like, "What's your story?" I'm out.
Just keep this microphone in front of your mouth.
I'm sorry.
Because I swear to God, you keep turning like this. You go behind the microphone. You're like, every possible way that the microphone could be distant and not hear you, you do it.
I'm restless. Don't we just hold it like this the whole time? I can
You can. If that's what works for you, that you could do it that way.
What are you addicted to?
Sugar.
Me too. It's a real rough thing. Why is this a conversation starter?
I don't know. What if you ask somebody that and they're like, to be honest with you, I have a really bad problem with heroin. It all started when my dad started abusing me at a very young age.
Nah, abuse isn't funny.
I know, but what if that's what if you were just trying to start a fun conversation and they were like, actually, I have a really bad problem with Ambien. It's gotten really serious over the last few years. I've lost everyone that's close to me.
Then you'd be like,
You're like, I have to go to the bathroom.
Then you're like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Now mine's sugar."
I don't need Ambien. I'm high on life.
See, this one is a terrible conversation starter. Have you ever saved someone's life?
I don't think I have.
Me neither. See,
I might have, but I don't think I have.
Matt, if you are unsure, the answer is probably no. Why is this microphone sticky?
Is that one of the ones on the list?
No.
You just walk around with a microphone and you go, "Why is this microphone sticky?"
And then you
Take a
hold it-
guess.
And then you hold it to their face. It's not on or anything. You just want them to think it is.
Who would win in a fight, a robot or a dinosaur? Who are these conversation starters for?
Also, what robot and what dinosaur?
Yeah.
It matters. What do you want your epitaph?
Triceratops versus a Roomba.
It's the Roomba every time. It's gonna be.
Every time. Oh, they have them by month. It's October. What's the best Halloween costume you've ever had? Do you
Oh,
like
you know what?
haunted
That actually
houses or
reminds me of a
scary
story.
rides? Oh.
That reminds me of a story. So, this was in 6th grade. I dressed up. I played trumpet
Okay.
in middle school.
You're a little baby nerd.
I was a little baby nerd with a little baby trumpet. It was like a tiny one, so no. And then I was out of ideas.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll be a struggling artist. And I just ratchet strapped this trumpet case to myself, and I walked around annoying people at their house with a trumpet.
That's great. That's fantastic. Do you get a lot of candy?
No.
Did people actually withhold candy from you?
Yeah, I think.
Like, get out of
actually,
here.
I got mugged a couple times.
Yeah.
For my candy, not even for money.
You were you were attracting a lot of attention with that trumpet. You were making a lot of noise. You were asking people to steal your candy.
Do you have any interesting Halloween stories?
Well, one time I had this little glow in the dark little plastic skeleton, and I didn't quite understand how like glow in the dark worked, and like I knew you had to like expose it to light, and if you expose it to light for a while, then it would glow really good.
Right.
So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? While I go out trick or treating, I'm gonna set up my lamp. I had like a desk lamp that could like bend and everything and articulate, and I'm gonna set it up right over the skeleton on my little plastic nightstand. I had a little plastic nightstand, little
Right.
tiny little.
Wait, did you set it up over a little plastic nightstand when you didn't have a nightstand?
It was on a little plastic nightstand, lamp, skeleton, nightstand,
I understand.
a little sandwich,
I think everyone at home understands too.
and I was like, all right, we're gonna leave this here while I go out trick or treating. Go out trick or treating, come back home. I don't know if you're aware of this, and it was especially true when this story took place because the energy conserving light bulbs were not quite as popular then. Light bulbs produce heat, and that little plastic skeleton was melted into my my nightstand, my plastic nightstand, and the room smelled of burning plastic, and I was not happy.
Did it glow though?
I don't remember. I remember like peeling it off the nightstand.
Yeah, but when
I still have that nightstand, and there's still little melty marks in it.
when you peeled it off though, did it glow in the dark? When
I don't remember. I think I just threw it away because it was like melted and messed up and burned.
but you didn't look in the trash can just to see if it.
I'll go check in my trash can. It's probably still there from when I was like 6 years old.
Well, man, you don't really throw that many things away. You tend to keep everything.
I do like to keep things. I'm a hoarder. Hey, you're a blank. That sounds really interesting. What's your favorite thing about your job?
My favorite thing about my job is that the people I meet along the way.
Is that the key? The thing that really brightens your day? The
Yeah,
people you meet at Blaze Pizza.
That's a really good like nothing answer for questions you don't want to answer. Just be like, "Hey, how was your day?" And he's like, "You know what? I had a great day. I met a lot of great people along the day." And then if they ask you further, just make sure you're out of earshot.
Sorry if this is a bit forward, but I'm gonna go try out that new blank that opens downtown next week. Would you like to come?
Matt, your list really sucks. You gotta pick a new list.
you're like really strict on this list, and you're like, I can only use this on things that open in downtown next week. I have to find places that open downtown next week. If it's not downtown and it doesn't open next week, then I'm screwed. It won't work.
Guys, I gotta be. I cannot. I've looked high and low. I cannot find anything opening downtown next week. Like I've looked around downtown for like 6 days now, guys. What's something that you can never seem to finish?
Doing dishes.
Yeah, I know.
Doing dishes. I'm real slow at dishes. I'm not a dish expert, and so I take a long time. I do a good job, but I take a long time. And so about halfway through, I go, I'll do this later.
And then you don't.
No, I don't. Because then I run out of time other times.
No, I actually don't do anything I don't get paid to do. So cleaning dishes, it's a no-go for me. Eating meals, if it's not free and I'm not receiving money for the meal, I don't eat them.
I get paid to eat.
That's how you
just starve.
That's how you make cash, Matt. You do a hunger fast.
Until people are like, fine, I don't want you to die. Just let me, I'll pay you. Eat.
And then you get money. That's how it works.
Working on anything exciting lately?
I've been working on this podcast called The Big Pee-Pee Company.
Wow, that sounds quite exciting.
Mark, could you refrain from distracting us?
Yeah, Mark, stop making faces. Having fun?
Oh, Matt Jones. You really got to switch this list up.
Let's read more about fire. How does fire? Fire explained. What is it and how does it spread? What is fire? Fire is a chemical process requiring 3 things to occur: oxygen, fuel, and an ignition source. Without one of these factors, a fire can't start or will burn itself out. In all chemical processes, molecules rearrange themselves, and energy is either absorbed or expelled. When a fire
Oh,
burns...
stop. You stop. This is
I've learned about fire, Tyler.
Matt. The people at home do not want to learn about fire.
I
Maybe
think
we'll
everybody's
save that-
very interested in fire.
We'll save that for the third episode, maybe.
Most brutal crimes
What's something
committed
horrible that everyone should try at least
by
once?
ISIS.
What are you typing? Over there?
What's the worst thing?
What's something horrible that everyone should try at least once?
I feel like that's not a good question.
Well, I have an answer.
What's your answer, Tyler?
See, if you have a weird 7-Eleven near where you live, you can't get them at normal 7-Elevens. It's got to be a weird 7-Eleven.
Okay.
Pick up this stuff called Turkish drinkable yogurt.
Oh, it's not a weird 7-Eleven. You got to go to like an Indian store.
Telling you, well, I got it there.
It was at the. It wasn't at the 7-Eleven. It was at
Oh.
the Indian convenience store.
All right. Anyways, they have the same colors. They sold like
Same
stuff.
shade.
It was like a building, so it's pretty much the same thing. No, this stuff, it's yogurt. So like, you open up the bottle, you get that strong whiff of dairy.
Solid.
Smack in your nose. You think, oh, it'll probably be a little bit sweet because it's yogurt.
Mm.
Put it to your lips, and the only flavor you get out of it is just salt, just pure sodium. And we did a little research on this. By research, I mean we looked at the nutrition facts on the back of the bottle. And there is, I think we figured out like 50 times the amount of sodium that was in an entire bag of potato chips. There was, in this little bottle, like 12-ounce bottle of drinkable yogurt, there was 1,400 milligrams of sodium.
All right, now I got a real good top 10 list.
All right.
ISIS's 10 most extreme acts of terror.
All right, no, we're going to skip out on this one.
From the fiscal time in January of...
Matt, you cannot.
They kill gay men by hurling them off buildings.
Yeah, I know. It's awful.
They burn pilots in cages.
As the only human left on Earth, what would you do?
I'm the only human left on
You're
Earth.
the only one. There's nobody else.
But there's other animals.
Sure.
I'm gonna have to start having sex with animals.
Oh my. Can we get our one thread that's like fine?
Wait.
I like how you had no questions for me. I was like, there's nobody left on Earth. You're not like, I don't know, where are the people? What happened? What does the surface look like? You went, are there animals? Can I commit bestiality?
What did we do with that story about the bestiality guy?
Oh, my. Yeah, we got to bring that up. It's in our...
Guys, we this is something we had prepped. We've forgot about it because we don't keep everything in a central location.
Well, we
which
do, but it's
might
our
be
text messages.
Might be a mistake, yeah. Tyler's pulling it up.
Yeah.
Tyler, tell me about this man. This guy is absolutely wild. This is wildness on another level. We're finding it right now.
Yeah. I just need to connect to the Wi-Fi.
Hackers improve ISIS Twitter account with rainbows and gay porn. Connecticut Tigers ask fans to help choose a new team name. The 5 finalists: the Norwich Golden Roses, the Norwich Mill Mules, the Norwich Narwhals, the Norwich Salty Dogs, and the Norwich Sea Unicorns. Which one do you think makes a good baseball team name?
All right.
I think they're all bad.
Headline. Farmers kept refusing to... Headline. Farmers kept refusing to let him have sex with their animals, so he sought revenge, authorities say. For well over a year, 2 mysteries consumed a peaceful New Jersey community. There were strange letters that showed up in the mailboxes of local barns asking about the possibility of forming a sexual relationship with horses, cows, or other large animals. And then there was the homemade tire slashing devices that farmers kept finding in their driveways or near the entrances to rural farm roads. Now authorities in Sussex County are saying that both were the work of the same man, Richard Decker, who lashed out by harassing people who refused to let him have sex with their farm animals. The 31-year-old was arrested on October 3rd. Prosecutors said at a Wednesday detention hearing since October 2018, he had been sending letters and emails detailing his request to farms, stables, and horse boarding facilities throughout Sussex County, located in the northernmost part of the state. Unsurprisingly, many of the recipients were not thrilled to learn that an adult man was interested in having a sexual relationship with their livestock.
Let me just recap for you guys. This dude, 31, he should be just starting to get established in whatever career he's going into.
Right.
He's going around. This is his passion. He goes around to farmer places and says, hey, can I have sex with your horse? And if they say no, he slashes their tires.
I kind of want to meet him. I want to bring him in here and ask him some questions.
I wish I had the same commitment and like this guy goes out, like he's handwriting letters, first of all. Thought, effort, time already. Why these farmers said no idea. Like, you get a heartfelt letter from a guy who just wants to, tickle your horse's kidneys.
Yeah, look, no one's getting hurt here. Matt, do you really think the horse guy is tickling kidneys?
I don't know. That's why he can only have sex with horses, because they're the only ones who can take it. They're the only ones equipped to handle his equipment.
All right, let's... Come on, man. All right. So, yeah. By the way, these homemade tire slashing devices were like two razor blades stuck together at the back.
Okay, but did they slash the tires or did they not?
I don't think they slashed a single tire.
They did. They're called caltrops.
Are they?
Yes. If you had read further in the story, you would know this.
Well, it's a long story. I didn't read the whole thing.
Okay, well, it's interesting. It's about a guy trying to have sex with farm animals and taking revenge on anybody who won't let him.
The list of charges that Decker faces includes second-degree possession of explosives, second-degree possession of a destructive device to use unlawfully, fourth-degree procuring an animal in any kind of sexual manner or initiate any sexual contact with an animal, fourth degree threatening to commit aggravated assault, fourth degree knowingly manufacturing firearms.
Manufacturing firearms?
And multiple cyber harassment charges.
This guy is my hero. This is insane. The amount of things this guy's getting into.
Matthew Jones's opinion does not reflect that of the Big PP Company, Wentworth Institute of Technology, or Mark Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, I have a tab open that just says most brutal crimes committed by ISIS.
Would you let the ISIS stuff go?
That was my Google search. That wasn't even the article.
All right. How about this, Matt?
What?
Do you have a bucket list? Do you keep a bucket list of things you want to do before you die?
No. That's a great start to a conversation. Yeah, I mean, I had one thing, and I ticked that off.
This one's kind of interesting. If you had a clock that would count down to any one event of your choosing, what event would you want it to count down to?
If I had a countdown timer for one event ever?
For something. You have a countdown timer. It will count down, and when it hits 0, that will happen.
What if it was actually like a curse? Like this witch gave you a timer, and every time that it reached 0, you just come in your pants.
There's actually a disease about that.
You're just walking around, and you're like, oh my god, it's 12:30.
There's a disease that's actually worse than that.
Yeah, it's the one where you're just coming all the time.
Yeah, just every minute and a half.
You're just constantly ejaculating.
Constantly receiving painful orgasms is the medical terminology.
You have no trouble having kids, though. You can impregnate
I'm
every woman on the block.
I don't know if they're
You
fertile.
just have
Matt.
like a little assembly line. You just get them in here.
Matt.
Whoop, boop, 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 boop.
But I don't understand how that would expedite the process.
Because you don't need to do any work to get it to go.
What do you mean?
It's just because, you know, normally when you have sex, it takes a little effort to get you to finish, you know?
Yeah.
And the finishing part is what gets people pregnant, right? So if you don't need to do...
You got to take a step back. I'm not following you here.
So if you don't need to do any work to finish, well, then you can just get them in and out like a friggin' like a Jiffy Lube.
Matt, are you saying I come babies? Matt, babies don't come out when I do that.
You come half a baby. You actually come millions of half a baby.
Nah.
Babies
Are way bigger than that.
Wait, can you imagine if every time you ejaculated, a baby cut down the middle vertically
Isn't that what happens?
slides out of your penis?
You put it in there, and then she carries it around for like a couple of days. I don't know how long.
It's
it
like,
takes.
but it's not a full size baby. It's one of the ones that comes in like the little capsules, in those like, it's like the gumball machines, but instead they have the little plastic capsules in there with like little toys and stuff. But instead, it's a small baby.
Yeah.
It's a newborn. It's like a fetus.
This is really enlightening.
Can you imagine if you put a couple quarters in there and you got a fetus?
A fetus ball machine, you might say.
I want my money back.
So,
is this on the list?
what's up? No, I don't have anything on the list.
So, you just walk up to somebody and go, so.
No, you walk up to somebody, and what was it? You walk up to somebody and you go,
Hi, I'm Name.
Hi, I'm Name. What's your name?
What drink do you suggest I get? How do you get from place X from here?
Yeah, Matt, this is actually, you actually read them the whole list one after another without giving them a chance to respond.
They just start talking. You go, how do you get from place X to here? How was your week?
Yeah, Matt, so what I was saying is I was trying to tell you about my new car that I got. I was waxing my car, and you're not fucking catching on. You're not understanding.
Hi, I'm Name. What's your name?
That was when the wife died. It's been really hard ever since Barbara didn't.
How do you get
out.
to place X?
And I just didn't know after.
Son of Mexican drug lord El Chapo captured.
Matt, I feel like you went past the bottom of the list there.
Yeah, I did. Well, the list is gone. I'm just on news stories now.
When someone finds out what you do or where you're from, what question do they always
China
ask
says its
you?
economy grew 6% in the third quarter. Slower than expected.
Hey guys, welcome to the Facts Cast. Here we're spitting facts about foreign policy and maybe some internal policy as well.
Are Miley Cyrus and Cody Simpson already living together?
No way. Oh my god!
It's true.
All right. Well, this is a pretty good podcast.
Was it a pretty good podcast?
No, it was actually kind of bad, but I'm just trying to end on a high note, right?
We started off with technical difficulties, which you guys won't hear in the edit because part of the technical difficulties.
This is all going in.
Part of the technical difficulties was that we couldn't record, so you guys, it's not even possible for you guys to hear it. Then Uruguay didn't last
4 minutes. I researched that for like half an hour.
half an hour of research. Obviously, it didn't last that long.
Well, I thought it would
Half an hour of research isn't half an hour of content.
It's not proportional like that?
No, it's not at
But
all.
Matt, if I looked at the screen for half an hour, I should be able to talk about it.
You just stare at a blank screen for half an hour, and you're like, "All right, Uruguay."
It was in Paint though. I wrote it down in Paint. I should be able to figure something out based on the name, right?
Well, you failed. You
All right. Well,
hit the outro.
have a nice day, guys. We're gonna head out of the studio, right?
Yeah. Well, see ya.